Hello, students, parents, and guardians of the Agua Fria High School District. The Ed Services Department would like to spend a few minutes updating you on recent changes made to our final exam and grading procedures in light of the recent school closures and our district's move to online teaching and learning. But before we proceed, we'd like to take just a quick moment to celebrate the amazing work that's been done in the past month. At the time of this recording, we are 3 weeks into our district's complete shift to online teaching and learning. A move that was planned and implemented in the span of 3 days. Both teachers, students, and families have shown amazing flexibility and resilience during these extraordinary circumstances. Our students may not be at school, but high-quality teaching and learning are still taking place, and this was only possible with the help of the entire Agua Fria district community. So to begin, we'd like to first outline the changes being made to our EOCA process. The EOCA is short for End of Course Assessment, and it's the final exam students take for each course. Traditionally, this test was worth up to 20% of a student's grade and covered the essential content from each quarter of the course. We will alter this process for spring 2020. Students will not take the computer-based EOCA this spring. Instead, it will be replaced by a culminating activity. After soliciting feedback from numerous stakeholders, including site admin, district admin, and teachers, we developed this plan to be flexible in nature and ensure student equity. There were several reasons for these changes. First, given the interruptions and shifts in instructional delivery, the original scope and sequence for our courses were no longer 100% viable. It is not realistic to expect mastery of the essential content as determined in our curriculum and measured on the EOCA, especially the content in the fourth quarter. Secondly, the EOCA was originally designed for a specific purpose and environment. Those circumstances have changed. As students are experiencing an incredible paradigm shift in the way they learn and engage in new content, not to mention incredible shifts in their home lives, we need to be flexible in our policies in order to ensure equity. And lastly, we're not alone in this thinking. As you may know, there will be no AZM2 this year, nor will there be any IB exams. College Board has also drastically changed their plans for the AP exams. In many cases, those making these decisions have used the term hold students harmless. We align with this thinking and are proud to continue this trend. So if we're scrapping the district EOCAs, what's the alternative? Well, instead of the traditional plan, teachers will be giving their students what we're calling a culminating activity. This culminating activity will act as a motivator for students to continue their learning through May, and it will inform curriculum and teaching decisions in the future. These activities will also emphasize the essential standards that students will need to master in order to be successful during the student's next class. And in the spirit of flexibility, teachers were given a menu of options in regard to what the culminating activity would look like. This includes student presentations, projects, portfolios, mini selected responses, Socratic seminars, performance tasks, or open responses. The main purpose of the culminating activity is to measure students' learning and inform grading. The needs of each course are different, so the culminating activity may take many forms in order to best fit students' needs. Furthermore, while the traditional EOCA was worth up to 20% of a student's overall grade, the culminating activity should not have that big of an impact given our current yet ever-changing situation. Now this segues us nicely into the updates we made in the area of grading and reporting. We once again received invaluable input from multiple stakeholders in order to create a plan that we believe honors our current reality, ensures student equity, and maintains high expectations. The problem we set out to solve was, how can teachers confidently assign a student an overall semester grade given the shift in instruction and assessment throughout the entire fourth quarter? When developing a plan to answer this question, we focused on a few essential components. The plan needed to be simple, easy to understand, and as a result, easy to communicate. Secondly, the plan needed to ensure that all students had an opportunity to succeed regardless of their circumstances at home. This aligns with the idea discussed earlier, holding students harmless. And finally, the plan needed to honor the hard work and effort that both teachers and students were engaging in throughout our journey into distance learning. Our buildings might be closed, but our students are still in school, and we still hold them to the highest of expectations because that's what they deserve. So after all of that, what's the plan? Well, we're going to split it into two different components: what students need to do to earn a grade and how that grade is calculated. So in order to receive credit for the second semester of a course, students must do two things. First, they need to successfully complete the culminating activity. This means they must receive at least a minimal level of proficiency or a passing grade on the project. And secondly, they must answer the majority of the course's essential questions. Each teacher should be assigning daily essential questions as a means to track attendance and engagement. To receive credit for the class, not only must students complete the culminating activity, but they must also respond to more than 50% of these posted questions. If students satisfy these criteria, then they will receive a grade in the course, but with one additional guideline. The final semester grade must be the same as or an improvement of the student's third quarter grade. That is, a student cannot receive a final grade that was less than what he or she had during the end of the third quarter. This aligns with the state superintendent's group recommendation to the Arizona State Board of Education, where they called for an adoption of a better but not worse grading policy. However, if a student does not satisfy these criteria, then they may receive an incomplete as their final grade, with the opportunity to do makeup work to remove the incomplete during the summer or the fall. Before an incomplete is given, site admin will verify that the student has been able to connect to the internet and that any and all barriers to participation have been removed. But what about daily grading practices like assignments or quizzes? Well, teachers will continue to grade assignments, provide timely feedback, and maintain their gradebooks as they have been all year. And remember, regardless of the outcome, we must still follow our new guidelines. Here's a quick example. After several weeks of online learning and assessing, Maisel brought her grade up from a C to a B. She will receive a B in the course for her second semester grade. Ollie, however, received a lower grade during quarter 4 and went from a C to a D. In this case, as long as Ollie successfully completes his culminating activity and answers at least 50% of the course's essential questions, he will end the course with a C, given that that was his original third quarter grade. And lastly, a few quick notes to consider. If a student received an F during quarter 3, then they must improve their grade during quarter 4 in order to pass the semester. Sites will be reaching out to seniors with a failing grade in quarter 3 to notify them of their status and confirm how they can get to a passing grade and graduate. It's also important to note that AP, IB, and honor students must participate fully in distance learning to ensure continued success in these programs moving forward. And lastly, a passing grade of P may be used to address special situations. So in closing, we'd like to thank each and every one of you for your flexibility, understanding, and perseverance during these times. At the Agua Fria District, we do everything in our power to ensure that all students are college and career ready. For us, all really does mean all, and we believe the steps we are taking to ensure students receive high-quality instruction while also considering the unique circumstances is a testament to this sentiment. As always, you can reach out to your site admin or teacher with any questions regarding these changes. Additionally, you can find out more information through our Parent Hub site at parenthub.aguafria.org and be able to submit questions there as well. Not only does the Parent Hub have an abundance of resources ranging numerous topics, but there's also a page dedicated specifically to our district's school closures with all the info and resources you need to stay up to date. So again, thank you for watching and have a great day.